Hello, in this video I want to explain why I moved away from the page object pattern, which has been my go-to architecture for UI automation for almost a decade. For the first 7 to 10 years of my automation career, I relied heavily on the page object pattern. However, around early 2024, I started recording or exploring record and playback automation tools so that the manual testers in my team could automate their workflow without coding. During that time, I evaluated two tools, Mabl and Katalon. At first glance, both look promising, easy to use, lots of hype, and good demos. But after testing them myself, I ran into two major issues. The first is vendor lock-in, which is when you start using these tools, you're stuck. The tests and logic aren't easily transferable out of the platform. Or you can transfer it out into Playwright, but you'll have to do a lot of the test maintainability and stuff yourself. Now, test maintainability is my biggest pain point. The recording and playback work fine for simple tests, but once you need parameterization, code reusability, or version control, things get messy. For example, one of the tools had a script editor that often glitched. I lost my work, it didn't save consistently. And so when I tried to refactor variables, I realized how much easier this would be if the tests were in code. I only built three moderately complex cases, but I imagined trying to maintain 250 plus tests like that, and it just didn't feel sustainable. However, I did learn something valuable from that experience, especially when I was using Katalon. It introduced me to the concept of flows, chunks of recorded actions grouped together logically. The idea stuck with me. I realized that instead of using page objects, I could represent each logical sequence of actions as a flow. So now in my framework, I have different apps. So these are the different apps that we have: Paw, Saw, Studio, so on and so forth. And these are different apps. They're actually apps. And then the flow, anything specific to DCA, like for example, generate report, or Saw, create a participant, those are in each flow. The common flow, like login, are in common flow right here. Login, wait for a page load, so this structure works well for my company. It's modular, easy to extend, and recently I found out that this is very AI friendly. So this approach integrates really well with Cursor AI and Google Chrome Recorder. And so now my workflow to automate new tests are, then I open up Google Chrome, use the recorder, I record a test, then download it as a JSON file. Then I write out the stuff that I want. Click on tab menu in Lumos, and then I want perform this verification in Paul. I would write out these like a skeleton code. Then I open Cursor AI, and then I give it the JSON file that I download, and I tell it to implement the ones that are not implemented using the recording that I use, and it works pretty well. It's not like flawless. I do have to maintain it, or like I do have to fix stuff and debug stuff, but it speeds it up a lot. And so now, because my framework is flow-based, AI easily knows where to place each part of the test logic without generating unnecessarily boilerplate code. And after a year of using this system, I can say just with the flow and everything, maintaining it has been easy, and I thought it was a great decision. And then when I found out that Cursor AI with recorded Google Chrome flow works really well also, I really do think it's been a good decision. Right now, I maintain over 270 tests across more than 5 products, and the framework has been clean, scalable, and easy to update. And so that's the reason why I decided to move away from the traditional page object pattern and go with this pattern instead. And for me, it works much better. So the page object pattern was great for its time, but now I think this works much better for me. Thank you.